Good morning everyone, I'm Adrian Crawford, it's Williams Crawford, Passion for Porsche, and sort of on the lead up to Christmas now. Got the tree that the lovely Leanne and Lily that usually are on reception here, but they seem to have abandoned ship as soon as the video has come out. Funny that, isn't it? But today I'm going to take you for a little walk around. And we've always got interesting stuff going on here. So let's see where we go. I'm not quite sure what activities are going on and what we've got to look at, but join me for an unscripted Walkabout Wednesday. Let's go. Might as well start in the showroom. Now, some of the cars that I'll show you probably already sold. I'd have loved to have shown you this 718T, but it's got a sold label on it, as has this Gen 1997, which is super good value for money when they're lovely like that one. Another good value for money, I think, 996 Turbo. This particular car is not your regular, well, average is the most common condition that you get. And this one is not average, it's above the average. It's been really nicely kept and very, very good place to invest some money if you fancy one. Another one with a sold on it, GT3 RS. Now this little beauty has turned up again. I'm sorry about the shadows, but we've got the disadvantage of bright sunshine here today. So this is a Gen 2 997, bit of a story behind it, because this car was ordered new by a old friend of mine, and he barely drove it. He always complained he should drive it more often. It never had gone out in the wet. He said he'd only used the wiper blades once on the way for a service. Subsequently, we've supplied it to a new owner, and now it's done just 13,900 miles. And this car, sorry about the wobble, this car is, it looks and smells like new. Everything you touch feels like new on it. So if you're super fussy and a 997 is what you really fancy and quality is more important than price, then I'd highly recommend this car. It was an immense spec at the time. I remember helping him spec it. Just really, really excited to have that one back in. Now let's go and find some others. Wait in preparation. What is it? GTS maybe? Yeah, GTS, so centre lock wheels. Really nice car, 11 plate. Let's have a quick look and see if it's open. Okay, so I can see it's PDK and with 44,000 miles. Lovely spec on these cars, Alcantara interior. Do like those. What's this? Oh yeah, this is interesting. This is a 996 C4S tip that we've supplied before, but the owner that had it worked for Porsche on the launch of the 2000 model year and later cars. So he has got an exceptional eye for perfection. We'd supplied this car. Apologies for it not being the cheapest in the world, as in the cheapest C4S on the market. We've put it at 24,000. But when you come to see it, I don't know what better 911 you could have for £24,000. The devil is always in the detail with cars. Some people can see it and some can't. But if you are the type for whom you've got that sort of detailed eye, then something like this would be super nice. So I'm liking that. What else have we got that you might not have seen? 718 Cayman PDK in the new colour of Aventura, which is looks grey in this monitor, but has a very, very subtle little bit of green in it, which is, see if we can pick it up, very slight bit of green. Car is beautiful, look. It just surprises me that C4S £24,000 for something that I can't see is ever going to go down in price. And then we've got a 718, which seems like quite a new car, with 11,000 miles, and it's 45 grand. And to me, when I think of what some people go out and pay for ordinary new cars, seems like something great. Little 981 Cayman S. Again, a really nice car, 46,000 miles. I'm going to keep saying nice, you'll get sick to death of that, but we've got some beautiful stock here at the moment. And just purely out of fun, one of our Porsche customers has dropped off this, would like it sold by us. It's sort of like an IS DT replica, really. A bit of a Steve McQueen jump in the fence in the Great Escape machine, and that'll be up for sale soon. So we've got a GTS Macan here. We've done just 17,000 miles, and we've got another Macan coming in, which is very, very good value for money. Occasionally we'll find Porsche for people. This particular customer had asked us to source a nearly new Macan, 2.9 look, V6, and we hunted around and found what she wanted from a Porsche centre. And funnily enough, Ian, who is fussy, it's a fussy thing, he drives me mad because he takes so long over everything, is making it better than it was when it was in the Porsche centre. And that's going to be presented beautifully. And I know that she's trading in an older Macan, so that will go online soon. But that's an example of our Porsche Finder service. And Andy, Ross and Beth are here to help you if you want that service, and you know, because we don't have what you're looking for. Well, the workshop's always got lots of stuff of interest, and I can see Craig Mayer over there doing something with that Cayenne, and the little blue Boxster Spider, we're adjusting the suspension to make it easier for him to go up and down his drive. I think that's another Spider, isn't it? Is that another Spider?
No, that's just a Boxster. There's another Spider, but it is outside.
Yeah, we got another one here. But today I'm with Luke. I've just spied this 996 Turbo on the ramp. And one of the things, so just roll through what you're doing here with it.
Come in a couple of weeks ago for an inspection. Customer just bought it. Picked up a couple of things on it, which he's having done. So he's having.
He didn't buy it from us, did he?
No.
No.
He's having front bump stops and gaiters.
Okay.
As you can see up there.
Yeah.
The bump stops are missing.
So the bump stops, oh yeah, I can see like the washer up there almost. But
Yeah.
so when the suspension goes up, that will go metal to metal.
Yes, essentially, yeah.
And where have they gone then? They've just rotted away and fallen off.
Yeah, they just rot away. As you can see, there's a little bit of one left over there.
Ugh. Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
not going to do much.
No.
Okay, so with
right.
bump stops and gaiters,
Yeah, and that's the gaiter there,
Yeah.
which sits around the bump stop just.
well worth doing.
Yeah, and it stops the
And
top.
probably, like for the guy, if you do it now, it'll last 10 years or more.
Yep.
It's lasted 20 years.
Yeah.
So a bit overdue, but what else have you found?
I've done front to rear brake pipes.
Right, and where do they live?
So they run in behind the arch liner, behind
Yeah.
the washer bottle, which sits in behind here as well.
Yeah.
Down along underneath
Ah.
and along here. To the joints
But
back in.
ordinarily, this is under cover, isn't it?
Only this back section here.
Right. And when you MOT a car, you're not allowed to look behind the covers. And what I know from experience is that they'll rot behind this panel.
Yep.
And I've stood there with mechanics before and they say, oh, look how rusty this is. And I've got my pen and I've actually punctured the darn brake pipe with the pen. I don't know.
Very common is in these brackets here.
Right, so they rust behind the clips.
Yeah, where they sit in the bracket, they collect up all the mud and stuff on the clamps.
So
and then
these brake pipes will last now, will they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they might not look quite as neat as a factory brake
No,
pipe,
because we've got to bend them to get them into place
Yeah.
and everything like that.
but they'll actually last. So that's a common thing that gets overlooked because when you look at them, even if you can see where they clip in, it's not that obvious that they've rusted behind. And just recently we had Mark Leap in a car that came in for a little bit of work and he went down the road and he was gone quite a while because the brakes had actually failed on him between the parking space and the workshop entrance.
Yeah, it's also in for...
Which excited him, I think, didn't it?
Yes, I think so, yeah. It's also in for rear coffin arms, as you can see on here.
So the coffin arms are the bottom suspension arms.
Yeah. And this one where the tuning fork bolts onto it, you can see it's all coming away there.
All these are slang words, you know. Yeah, coffin arms because they look like the shape of a coffin, but it's a bottom suspension arm.
Yeah.
And they got this big joint in here, big rubber joint, and then the tuning forks are actually the thing that controls the fore-aft movement. And these have a lot of stress and strain on them, and then the rubbers tear apart, and then you get more movement, which will wear the tyres out more and ruin your handling.
Yeah.
So when we replace them, it's usually these that are gone, and it can be the inner ones as well.
Yes, it is, yeah.
And then you've got to do a four-wheel alignment, and Luke is here, just like Blue Peter, one that we made earlier. Let's see what we
Nice
got.
new one. As you can
Right.
see.
Okay. I mean,
And a new ball joint as well.
it's lovely and shiny. I love
Yeah.
the shininess of it. But once that goes in, you can imagine that the actual suspension is going to be all in a different spot. So we've got really good four-wheel alignment available here, and we can do it with accuracy. On these things, that can be MOT failures. The brake pipes can be MOT failures, and I reckon that if you come here for an MOT on a Porsche, we know where we're looking and others might not.
Know all the common issues with them and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, sadly a bit of a cost attached to that. But MOTs are more or less the same price everywhere in the world. But if you take it to someone that's used to Vauxhalls, that's what they're used to.
Yeah.
And we sort of know where we're going. So what else are we doing then, Lou?
We've done exhaust manifold to turbo bolt nuts.
Yeah,
So you
that's
can
the
see on
shiny.
there.
Yeah. They rust like...
Yeah, there wasn't much left of them.
No.
As you can see here, that was
Right?
one which just split them off and then recut the thread
Wow. Yep.
and then put new bolts
But
on.
again, that'll last.
Yep.
So there's nothing particularly onerous about this. There's, the car looks to me like basically in good shape, worth putting a bit of investment into it, and he's having a service done as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
So when he goes out, it should feel a lot different. So, that's nice. All right, super job, thank you.
No problem.
That's it from me, Adrian Crawford, for this week. Next week, we'll probably get involved a little bit in some of the mysteries in the other side where we're doing engines and restorations and modifications. The last thing this week is that Richard and I are packing up in a few days' time to go up to Goodwood, where we're entered in a rally with 3 911s. With a fair bit of luck, all 3 will come back. We'll have a nice time. Richard's driving his red and white one, I'm in the blue one, and our friend Rob Kavanagh's in a little grey one. So we'll be reporting on that fun and games this time next week, if we've all survived and not shown ourselves up. So that's it from us. Thanks for watching. If you need anything, you know where we are. Happy to help.